Please welcome the man who thought a drill instructor was a DIY expert, Craig Charles.
Think about fish for a moment. Little fish get eaten by big fish get eaten by bigger fish, and the really big fish are made to jump through hoops and clap their flippers for American tourists. Blimey, nature's cruel. Luckily for us, life's no longer a case of survival of the fittest. If it was, I'd have been eaten long ago. No, us humans have to get one over on each other in a different way. If we're called Gerald, we play golf and we play squash, and we get really upset if we lose to Julian from accounts. But those of us with a chin build robots and have them fight out our animal instincts for us. It may be unnatural selection, but only one robot survives. Philippa, who's in the pits?
It's a heap full of weapons in the pits. We have King Buxton, you may remember from the last war, complete with new weapons. The only thing that's carried through is the chassis, yeah?
Yep.
And you've got a little spinny thing on the back this time.
Yes.
A little spinny thing. A little spinny thing. What good's that going to do? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Look, name of your robot, please.
It's Centurion.
Details? What's this?
Polycarbonate. It's the same sort of plastic they make riot shields out of.
Right, and?
We've got an axe that's fired by a hydraulic ram.
Lovely. They lovingly handcrafted that axe, which I find a bit scary. And this is Weldor.
Weldor, that's right.
Weldor. Why Weldor?
I'm a welding tutor from Springfield Road in Belfast, and the trainees come up with the idea of, first of all, we're going to call it Raptor, and then somebody says, well, what about Weldor? So that's how we got the name Weldor.
OK, well done. It looks fantastic. First timers, so they're a little bit nervous, but then everyone's dead. Even the King Buxton team is still nervous. This is Eric, and it was your daughter, Mike, wasn't it? Daughter Michelle?
That's right.
Who painted it, did this lovely paintwork, so fingers crossed it doesn't get too scratched. It's also got some jaws on the front, which are fairly lethal. And this is Overkill, which went into overdrive when they were testing it out, and poor Lawrence here got thrown off the back of it. Hey-ho, that's Robot Wars. Welcome to Excalibur as well, all the way from Wales. With that, reveal for us what that is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Iron Mask team to Robot Wars. Tell me about your robot.
Well,
You got this axe.
his main weapon's this axe, this pickaxe here. And if that fails or goes wrong or something, we've got some teeth at the front.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing it in action. Now, if you've got no money and you really want to be in Robot Wars, take heart from this next team. This is 101, and this robot costs between, wait for it, 75 pence and £1 to build. Is that really, really true?
Yeah, something like that.
Everything was scrounged.
Everything was scrounged.
Well, it's an expensive-looking lineup, Philippa. The Centurion team, a real riot against Excalibur with a fearsome-looking axe blade. 101, the Jumble Sail team against Overkill. What was Lawrence doing riding it in the trials? The Iron Mask, all smiles and leathers in the pit against Weldor, the new boys. Eric with the lovely flaming paintwork against King Buxton, back again in a spin. But will they go in the bin?
Well, it's time to disturb the peace. Let the wars begin!
From Essex, Centurion.
An axe and ramming lifting forks make this formidable. The weapons fueled by nitrogen, the chassis mild steel, the shell polycarbonate and aluminium. This Centurion will go roam in the arena floor to seize them all.
Hi, my name's Ray, this is my brother Matt, and this is our friend David. This is our robot Centurion, and we are Team Centurion. We have a pneumatic forks at the front and a pneumatic axe at the back. The body is polycarbonate with a steel chassis. It's powered by two Bosch Industrial 750-watt motors, and we have lights at the front as well, so we can see where we're going.
From Wales, Excalibur.
From Arthurian legend, their Merlin-like wizardry includes a motor driver arm with hardened steel axe and pneumatic ram. The team had Disruptor in the last series, but they hope Excalibur has a Camelot more success.
Hello, I'm Tony. This is Wayne, David, and our robot is called Excalibur. Its main weapon is its electrically operated arm and pneumatic lifting devices on the back. And we hope to do some damage.
Roboteers, stand by.
Looks a good battle, this Centurion, with Ray Tate, Matthew Tate and David Warlow there at the controls. And Excalibur with Wayne Martin,
3,
Tony Lockwood
2,
with the hair, and
1.
young David Martin.
Activate.
Let's hope it's not a hair-raising experience for Excalibur. Look at that mighty weapon immediately coming in, the double-headed Welsh axe blade, penetrating the outer shell of Centurion immediately. And I wonder if after this, Centurion will be done roaming the floors of the Robot Wars arena. Meanwhile, it spins Centurion. Looks nifty, 15 miles an hour. Now, that's quick. And Excalibur just standing and waiting. Centurion on the arena spikes. And in trouble there, has to get away. Look at the front prongs. They look dangerous. The great Centurion eagle emblazoned on the front. And I wonder whether Excalibur's sword here can come into play right now. Well, it lacked the reach to get down on the front of Centurion. Driving now back towards the CPZ, the quarter patrol Z of Killalot. Coming out with the lance spinning tentatively, but no more. Drops back into his CPZ. And now a question of who can shove who around the arena floor. I think those spikes look very nifty on the front of Centurion, and all the punishment is for Excalibur at the moment, and we haven't really seen that great double axe blade designed by Anthony Lockwood coming into play yet. Centurion thought about having a little dig at Sergeant Bash and wisely turned away. Now on the attack again, certainly has done more of the work here, Centurion. The Essex-based team, the Tate brothers. At the moment, well, they don't look as if they come from the Tate Gallery, let's be honest. But the Tate boys in control. And Excalibur having a go at Sergeant Bash. Is that wise this late on? When you need to build up points, really, if it goes to the judges. A little nick on the top of Bash, perhaps. Unwise, thinks Ray Tate of the Centurion team, who comes back in on the attack. Now, axe is locked. I don't think we've ever seen that before in Robot Wars. Axes locked together like that. Anthony Lockwood feverishly trying to get the controls of Excalibur moving as he wants them. In comes Matilda now. Oh, slamming in on Excalibur, spinning it towards the CPZ. Tony Lockwood trying to, meanwhile, get it away from danger. Killalot has a prod. Bash there as well, and Matilda. I think Excalibur is immobilised here. I don't think there's much life left, and one of the panels has been just lifted away. Dented. There is life in the axe blade, but nothing much left in Excalibur.
Excalibur trashed. That means Centurion through to round 2.
Victorious, well done to you.
Thank you very much.
That riot shield stuff's fantastic, isn't
Yes,
it? It works really well.
Yeah.
Tell you what I really loved, the headlights.
Thank you.
They're really good, full beam or what?
They work very well on a spin.
Oh dear, in the Robot Wars Pits sweepstake, I had Excalibur to win this. They're out, Centurion through, 101 against Overkill now.
From North Hampshire, 101.
Perhaps the name comes from the fact it costs around 101 pence to build. Most of the parts donated, like the CO2-powered ramming spike, the HE30 alloy body shell, the weapon's capable of punching through steel plates.
Hi, I'm Mike. This is Paul and Amy. This is our Robot 101. It'll run either way up on the tracks. It's got a very complicated weapon system that automatically fires when another robot comes in front. Bang.
From Somerset, Overkill.
Bright and garish, 2 caravan motors and a petrol engine provide the power. A ramming fire axe and front-mounted chainsaw, the weaponry, cost 2 months and £2,000 to build.
I'm Lawrence, this is James, and this is Lawrence, and this is Overkill. It's driven by 2 caravan winch motors, overrun by 300%, to give us a top speed of 15 miles an hour. We have air springs at the front, which can raise it up and down, so that we can get underneath the robot, hopefully, and take them onto this 3-horsepower chainsaw.
Robot ears, stand by.
There's the Overkill team from Somerset then, with James Yule and Lawrence Burke at the controls up there in the cherry picker, and 101.
3.
Mike Franklin,
2.
Paul Johnson and young Amy in the middle. And immediately, it's Overkill trying to get underneath 101. as Lawrence Burke said they might try to do. The older Lawrence, that is, the team captain. Thing is, 101 has a fairly low ground clearance. It is riding piggyback up on Overkill. The tank track spinning furiously to get it away from the dreaded pit. Look at this. A great shove here by Overkill towards the pit and just turning away in time. Now Overkill. Has it gone into overdrive, I wonder, and burned itself out? What's happening here? Not a great deal of movement from Overkill. And this is dead metal. And the spinning blade slicing into the bodywork of Overkill. And I think they've got problems here. I think the Burke family and 16-year-old James Yule have got worries. I don't think they can get out from the arena wall or dead metal. 101 has a little prod, a little tentative look to see what's going on, and they're away now. Out go Overkill, back into the main arena floor, away from the corner patrol zone, and 101 coming in with a side slam there, 101. Overkill equal to that. One or two slight scratches and smudges to the paintwork. Otherwise, Overkill, undamaged, just like 101. This is a very tight clash. Oh, goodness me, I thought they were going to drive themselves into the pit there, James Yule and 14-year-old Lawrence Burke. He builds radio-controlled cars in his spare time and wants to be a movie star. Driving in now, Overkill underneath 101 towards Killalot. But look, no purchase of the Lance there. On the body shell of 101, again, the tank track simply threw off Killalot's Lance, and we haven't seen that too often in Robot Wars. The nemesis of so many competitors, the great Killalot. There's young Amy in the middle with the mascot. Mike Franklin at the controls. Overkill, again, has these ponderous spells. Statuettes, what's that on the arena floor? Something's come off the bottom of Overkill. They're like a plate of some sort, but they're in trouble now. Killalot and Bashan there. Overkill flipped up by Killalot, and that's the end, surely. Flipped over. Well, it was a worthy old battle, and they know the end has come now. And it's merely a question of damage control. That was a good fight.
101 the victors. They go through.
It's got a rangefinder on it, so you just drive up to the robot, and as soon as it sees another robot, bang, fires. So you don't have to worry about firing a weapon, you just fires itself. Kill.
How sophisticated is that? And you didn't tell us about that. So why didn't it work in there?
I don't know, probably a wire come off or something else.
So we're hoping to see it for the next bout, because you're through anyway. That's fine, yeah?
Yep.
Amy, you've got something to celebrate on your birthday, haven't you? Did you think it was going to be that good? No. No. It was easy, wasn't it? Yeah. You proud of your dad? Oh, good. Right. But it was a fantastic battle, wasn't it? You must be really, really proud.
We'll be back next year.
Yeah?
This is our aerial guard.
Oh, is it?
That's meant to be detached. That's detachable.
Not quite like this, though.
Overkill, over the top, over and out, 101 through, and next up the Iron Mask and Weldor.
From Yorkshire, the Iron Mask.
A father and son team from the Sievers family. The motors come from an invalid carriage. It's axe powered by a 12-volt starter motor. The shell is fabricated aluminium. What? No iron?
My name's Chris Sievers, and this is my son Tate. This is our robot, the Iron Mask. Its main weapon is this axe on the top, which is powered by this electric motor at the back. It also has claws on the rear wheels and teeth on the front.
From Belfast, Weldor.
Powered by two 12-volt wheelchair motors, this robot costs £1,800 to build, has a pneumatic forklift capable of lifting 90 kilos and a deadly hammer. The shell's 4mm thick aluminium.
Hey, my name's Phil Lundy. This is Ryan Crilly. We're from Belfast. This is our robot Weldor. We've got a 4mm aluminium shell. We've got a pneumatic forklift at the front, capable of lifting 65 kilos. We've got a pneumatic hammer at the rear, capable of puncturing holes in 3mm mild steel plate. Well, hopefully this will be very effective in our first fight.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Iron Mask with Chris Sievers and young Tate. Weldor from Belfast, Philip Lundy, and Ryan Crilly there on the right-hand side. Very talented is Philip. He wants to build and fly his own two-seated aeroplane one day. And his Weldor robot just nudging gently. Good nuzzle on the muzzle of Iron Mask. There's Philip Lundy, Gaelic footballer, triathlete as well. Iron Mask, a little shove. This is rather slow so far, rather pensive. Little flick there of the Iron Mask axe weapon. It's powered by a 12-volt starter motor, which is on top there, and that's exposed. Weldor, meanwhile, under the belly, and I thought this might happen, that the Iron Mask at the front of the robot of the same name might cause problems and might be impaled, and that's what's happened on the spike of Weldor. And you see Weldor now can effectively drag Iron Mask where they want him to go. Dropping him, though. Iron Mask got away. No Lawrence DiCaprio in their team. And though if the Iron Mask is based on the film with the same name, up and over. Now,
cease.
Up and over and immobilised Iron Mask.
Well done, Weldor. They go through to round 2.
Good fight, good game, good game. How was that for you?
Very good, very exhilarating. We certainly weren't making any impression dent in his armour, so lucky enough the flipper worked well first, and I think that's what done the job for us.
Well, I'm not too sure about exhilarating, but Weldor go through, the Iron Mask gone. Next up, Eric against King Buxton.
From East Sussex, Eric.
Eric's jaw can crush with a force of 1¼ tons. A car starter motor, wheelchair motors and speed controllers used with an aluminium and stainless steel body.
Hi, I'm Mike. This is Ian. This is Bruce. And this is Eric. Eric runs on 2 wheelchair motors powered by 24-volt batteries. The chassis is a space frame triangulated aluminium chassis, fully welded. The cladding is all stainless steel underneath the pretty paintwork, and we have hydraulically operated jaw. I can just show you how this opens. That will lift up to about 2.5 times that level, probably up to about here when we press the button, and that's capable of lifting about 200 kilos, and it goes with quite a wallop, so we're looking forward to using that.
From Essex, King Buxton.
Back again from the last series with a revamp, a lifting arm with ramming spikes, a cutting blade at 14 miles an hour. It's the fastest in the heat, and at 3mm, the aluminium body shell is thick.
Hi, I'm Simon and Phil. We're back from the last wars with King Buxton. It's been improved, a lot more power, better electronics, should be under better control, fingers crossed. We had a little bit of problem with that last time. The weapons now have been improved. We can actually lift 80 kilograms. We were a bit poor on lifting before, but it's still got the sharp spikes. We've also got this rotary cutter on the back, which is quite talky, should slash through and make quite a nice mess. And the armour's the same again, which stood up quite well, 3mm aluminium. And did the job for us last time, let's hope he does it again.
Robot ears, stand by.
And so we have Eric, young Bruce Nicholson, Ian Nicholson there in the middle, and Mike Hamilton on the right, and King Buxton.
3.
With the great pals Simon Harrison at the controls and Phil Brett. And at 14 miles an hour, it's a nippy start from King Buxton with the front lifting prongs immediately on the attack on Eric. Eric looks solid to me. Again, they come in on the attack. And that's the first time we've seen Eric's jaws open. Trying first to raise King Buxton in the air and then clamp on. Oh, and King Buxton's lost one of the tips to its front rams there on the left-hand side. It's gone. Somewhere on the arena floor is a steel tip. Eric towards the pit, oh goodness me! And King Buxton is left teetering on the brink of oblivion, and Eric, oh no, has backed itself down into the pit. King Buxton spun away and Eric went down. Look at this. You'd have thought then King Buxton was going to go, but it's Eric reversing into the pit. You won't see that in a driving lesson.
Have you passed your driving test?
Yes, a long time ago, though. I think I'd better take another one at this rate.
So how's the tummy now? How's the nerves?
I think that one's over. I think I'll be all right now.
Did it go as soon as you got in there and the adrenaline started pumping and you started
it's just
thinking,
as bad as ever.
yes, I'm here? No.
No.
Were you
I don't like
shaking?
it at all. Yes, still am. Look.
Oh, let's see. Again,
No.
again. Ah!
Shaky, quaky, but through King Buxton, Weldor, 101 and Centurion. This is how they line up for the second round, but before that, half-time, Craig.
Our survivors are recovering from that last round, so now it's time to take a breather. Now, it's a well-known fact that George Best liked to be well-oiled, but not as well-oiled as these guys. It's our robotic soccer cup. Hey, let the trials begin.
Craig, a couple of ways you can win through here. By scoring a goal, of course. Nasher did that. Evil Weevil failed to score, but it was the last robot standing. Those two joined Velociripper on our leaderboard. Next up from Wales, the General with the James team, Alan, Hayden and Tom. 79 kilos, two 24-volt motors with that front battering ram to scorch the ball in the back of the net. And Spectre from Warwickshire. Again, we have the same sort of power here and size, much lighter and probably quicker to the ball. And it has that added weaponry, the pickaxe. They're the Spectre team, Paul Howell, Mark Howell and Joe Hawkins. And the James boys with the General.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Louis Alex James was one of the greatest footballers of all time. And it's the James boys. No Jessies in there with the General. Matilda comes in. A little intervention. A sly challenge from Matilda. And of course the house robots defend that goal. As if their very lives depended on it. So no good actually tackling one another there, boys. You need to get hold of the ball. Studded, of course, to give it grip and purchase on the arena floor. And it's the General with the control. And I thought that front ram may well come in useful. Matilda with a block, the General over the line, though! And the General it is who scores the goal. And the General goes through, getting beyond Matilda's intervention. Down that side wall. Matilda will come across again with another block, but beyond the tusks. And into the back of the net, a slight deflection off Matilda, it counts, and the General scores. The General goes through on our leaderboard after those 4 matches so far.
There'll be more robotic soccer later in the series, but right now, on with the wars.
Craig, intriguing second-round lineup. The lightest survivors, King Buxton against Weldor, but first up, Centurion against 101, and they're in the pits with Philippa right now.
Are you nervous, Dad?
Very.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. What do you think of Centurion, who you're facing up to?
Quite a mean-looking animal, I think.
It was a magnificent first round for Centurion. Any tactics?
We'll just hit it.
Smash it.
Keep out of the pit.
Any tactics? Any ideas of what you can do? Run away or 5, which one? Run away! Oh, bless your heart. All right. They've got tactics. I'm not telling you what they are, though. What are yours?
Well, win. That's it. No, we just go out there and just do the best we can, really. You know, hopefully lift him, push him into a pit, but who knows? He's a very good opponent, so
He's a very good opponent.
He is, yeah. So we'll see how we go from there, really.
Two nice teams, nice. Whoa, come on, this is Robot Wars we want. Mashing up and mayhem here from these two teams. Centurion with the axe and 101. A trundler.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
The Tates against the Franklins then, and 101 first to move. I've been down in the pitch, you know, and had a look at those tracks. Couldn't understand why it had so much purchase on the arena floor. Screws stick out of those tank traps to dig into the arena floor, and it's Centurion doing all the work. With the front prongs lifting up 101, slamming it against the arena wall. There's Sergeant Bash, a lick of flame too. A lively start to this second round then. Centurion again using the prongs to get in underneath 101. We've not seen that weapon of 101 yet. A little spike which is said to come into play on contact with an opponent. Well, we haven't seen that yet. Centurion with the, again, eagle showing clearly. Turning away like some great First World War tank. Slamming against another here. There is the weapon though of 101. Did you just see it flicking out there like a snake tongue? Didn't cause any damage. There it is, look. Goes back in, 101, off the arena. Spikes, using its own spike to nudge it against Centurion. Centurion lifts, throws into the CPZ, so Bash can come in with its front pincers. Also attacking Centurion. And the Tate team, Ray and Matthew Tate. Ray Tate wants to go and work for NASA, the space agency. Well, hardly a performance out of this world for either of these robots so far. Although it looks as if 101, I thought it was going to come in with a slam there on the side panel of Centurion, which is stuck as it on the arena wall. 101 on the attack. Is Centurion here immobilised? Let's have a look. There you can see the front prodding prong of 101, and still Centurion embedded on the arena wall and can't get away, and I think is immobilised here. Killalot agrees with me. The eyes are blinking of Centurion, but there's no one upstairs. And they are in real peril now. Killalot senses, so does Dead Metal. It's all over for Centurion. And the Roman wars are about to come to an end here. Et tu, Killalot. Infamy, infamy. They've all got it in for me. The Centurion boys would cry. Oh dear. They're out. Well done, 101.
Well, Centurion marches no longer, despite his mighty axe. 101 goes through to the next round.
This just fantastic story that your weapon started working for this round, and that meant you won because you just had a wound straight through.
Took them out somewhere.
And that must have just felt fantastic that actually a design paid off.
A cheap design.
Yeah, was it cheap?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Really?
Cheap, yeah.
Was it? It's quite sophisticated.
Well, yeah, but it's cheap. Scrapyard job, you know.
Yeah, well, whipping around, everyone was really impressed, people were stopping to look. Oh, who's that in there? It's just amazing. And then...
it all goes horribly wrong.
It went pants.
Yep.
It really did go badly wrong.
Badly wrong for Centurion 101 into the heat final with either King Buxton or Weldor then.
Right, OK, hold on. Oh, that's much better. You see, you're all right now, aren't you?
Fine.
Feeling very confident?
Not very confident, but you get a bit more confidence you go through it, and I'm feeling OK.
So how do you feel about your competitors?
It's going to be a shame if you knock them out. They're really nice guys, but...
Are they?
Yeah, we really like them. We're on our bench to see them. We're sort of like our mates now, you know, but they've got a good axe on there. A bit scared of that. Could cause us some damage, and if we try and push him around, he's going to think he's going to try and dig it in the ground, stop us pushing him around.
Oh.
But we're going to try and push him about a bit.
So those are your tactics?
Yeah.
Push them about a bit.
Try and lift
OK,
him
and
up,
survive. OK, I mean, and nothing I need to know about, no technical traumas?
No.
No,
a couple of scratches.
Yeah, I know, that's not technical trauma.
This is for us.
So it's vanity, for goodness sake. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
You're all alone then?
No, I've got
No, oh, you're there.
Yep,
Hello. They said they quite like you because you've been sharing a bench. Do you quite like them? Or has it kicked in now and you hate them because they're the opposition?
Only when we get in that.
You're friends, nice to hi.
No, this is ridiculous. What kind of a battle is this going to be?
Love and peace. I'll give them a few technical traumas unless they get it on here. They're the boys from Weldor, Philip and Ryan, and Simon and Phil Brett and the King Buxton team. Weldor, the front prongs, lifting up, and King Buxton, very quick King Buxton.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Difficult one to predict here, although King Buxton's on the attack. And there you can see the speed, trying to manoeuvre itself into position to get those front prongs now re-tipped into into action against Weldor. You can see the great axe blade on top of Weldor coming down. Although with the power of an ostrich feather, it would seem. Spinning away very quickly there, King Buxton. Coming in on the attack, the slam on the side of Weldor. Look at this, using those front prongs beforehand, but not there, coming in on the side of Weldor. Not a great deal of damage caused. I wonder if they were trying to buckle one of those front lifting arms of Weldor. King Buxton. Phil Brett in the King Buxton team, my kind of man. His dream job is to be a beer taster. King Buxton now, look, has the front prong underneath the wheel arch of Weldor, and that means it can push Weldor around. Weldor needs to free itself here. Phil Lundy at the controls, can't do anything. That's King Buxton dragging Weldor across the arena floor for one purpose. To push it towards the pit. Towards the pit. Oh, they're trying Simon Harrison there. Just to turn Weldor towards the pit. And now it's Weldor's turn. No. King Buxton pushes onto the arena wall now, Weldor. They're perplexed. What to do? Still, you see, that wheel arch has been perforated. The other wheel arch has been sliced to ribbons. In comes Shunt. You can see where the damage is being caused. The front prong of King Buxton, no release though. Immediately comes back in on the attack. If it goes to the judges, don't forget they will mark on damage, control, style and aggression. And certainly King Buxton's been the more aggressive robot, and again the tip's come off, and indeed the front arm, it hasn't come off, the tip has been totally bent and buckled. And now it's Weldor's turn to lift. King Buxton up, just away. And I don't know, but I think Weldor here has been immobilised, and it could be. Moments ago, we saw a problem with the wheel on the left. Oh, look at Killalot in with the pincers. Merciless. Oh, off goes the ostrich feather. No weapons left then on Weldor, and I'm sorry, boys, very little hope. Now, I think you see the wheel on the other side of Weldor can't spin because the metal has come down there and stopped it moving. Weldor in peril and put into the air by Killalot, at the mercy of the house robots now, hanging like a pendulum. Its life hanging by a thread, and the thread about to be severed, one would think. Oh no, what you don't want to do, King Buxton, at this stage is take on the house robots like Shunt. That's a bit daft. And there, the very life thread of Weldor is severed.
And the winner is King Buxton. King Buxton, what a fight!
Not bad.
It seemed like a battle of engines, though. Who had the most powerful engine?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to put some new spikes on, but I think we'll be okay.
Do you think you can go all the way? You did well last time.
We'll see about that. I just go one step at a time, see how we do.
One step at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for King Buxton!
The axe is gone.
Better than the axe, was it?
What? Did it look like this, perchance?
Looks something
That's familiar, yeah.
The man that looks after Sir Killalot is requesting this as a trophy.
No chance. No chance.
No chance?
Absolutely no chance.
So you won then?
We won then. We had to go for it a bit, though. A little bit of damage on the spikes.
Oh dear,
there.
it's completely bent.
Yes.
No, both of them
I
are
had to cut
completely
those
bent.
off and put some new ones on, I think.
Yes, I think you will.
Yes.
And congratulations on being such lovely friends and having a little go at Sir Killalot like that.
Well,
So it's like a little
just a little
flea
titty
on
go.
a dog.
Killalot's just been on to me, King Buxton. He wants your phone number. In the final, you're up against 101.
Well, we've got two robotic rams about to go head-to-head for a place in our series semi-finals, and one of them's going to get fleeced.
This is how they got there. 101. First of all, disposing of Overkill. Very, very tense that was. And then Centurion. Though Centurion on the attack, was 101 who came through in the end using the weapon. And this is King Buxton against Eric. backing itself into the pit. That was splendid. And then Weldor, of course. But damage sustained there at the front prong of King Buxton. Causing problems to Weldor, impaling it, and Weldor eventually pitted.
Own identity badge. It's very good. We like that. Now, when are you going to give me another wave? Yeah, when you're on your way up. OK, because I think that was a good luck thing. I think that worked for you last time. Do you think it's going to work this time, bunny waving?
It better do. We want revenge.
You want revenge?
We want revenge, because they beat us last time with Robo-Dog.
Oh, I remember.
Yes, the 101 team were represented by Robo-Doc in the last wars, and King Buxton beat them. Driving in underneath Robo-Doc. Time and time again.
But the judges have gone for King Buxton!
And it didn't go down too well.
OK,
Who would have thought it would come to this?
Yeah, I know.
I know. We're going to have to fight like demons to beat him.
Are you?
But we must beat him.
What, I mean, you're quite well matched in terms of
Yeah.
height and weaponry, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be so tough. It was tough last time. It was just the hardest thing. I mean, he's just such a good robot. He's just best track robot here.
High praise from King Buxton. How much of the victory so far taken out of that robot? Simon Harrison at the controls with Phil Bott. And 101.
3,
Mike Franklin, Amy Franklin.
1. Activate.
The little mascot, tight in her grip. Steady start, dancing around one another. 101 in underneath King Buxton. Two very, very similar looking robots. King Buxton the speedier, 101 slightly the heavier. And taller in height, and driving up on the top there of King Buxton. Look at this now. Boom, up and over. But it has those great tank tracks with the screws embedded. And they cause damage, not just to opponents, but to the arena floor, let me tell you. Spike comes out of the arena floor. 101 onto the arena wall. What damage has been sustained by those front prongs on King Buxton? 101 turns to come in with a side slam, perhaps. Dodging manoeuvre by King Buxton, takes it back onto the arena wall. Just see then the prong coming flicking out from the front of 101. Stayed out there again. Said to come into play on contact with an opponent, and it's King Buxton on the very fringe of a CPZ, and also the flame pit, the barbecue, and they're the circular saws on the arena wall. Taking damage themselves, and I think put out of play the circular saw there. A slam by King Buxton onto the arena wall. Now, thinking about an attack, needs to get away from dead metal. Turns, manoeuvres, dodging, trying to stay out of trouble. Now on the attack itself. That's a good push by King Buxton. 101 swivels. Great purchase here. Manoeuvrability, 101. Highly praised by King Buxton. King Buxton with that victory, of course, against Robo-Doc in the last series that went down so badly. Paul Johnson, part of the 101 team, built Robo-Doc. 101 up and over again. Again, no terrific damage sustained. Look at the power of 101. The circular blade on the back of King Buxton causing no trouble at all. There's the camera on top of Shunt, who tries to get his own axe into play, and could well here now have King Buxton at his mercy. Bang! On the top of King Buxton. The shovel lifts and flicks King Buxton into the air, bounces away. Again, Buxton on the attack. 101 dives in underneath. Very, very close this so far. Good old tussle, isn't it? Good control and technique, style. Not a great deal of damage sustained. I'd say probably more to King Buxton at this stage. Aggression, not a lot between the two of them. King Buxton riding high. The smoke coming away from the wheels. Now, pensive. Is that smoke from the wheels, or is it graver than I thought there? No, it could just be exhaust smoke from King Buxton. We'll wait and see. Or is it? Have they ground themselves to a halt here? This looks as if they've gripped together in some grisly dance of doom. Slower and slower and slower as time ticks down. It'll go to the judges. They've worn themselves stand still.
That was far too close to call. Two robots evenly matched. We're going to have to go for a decision from the judges. While they're making a decision, let's look at some of the highlights from that fantastic battle.
There, the early drive from 101 up over the top of King Buxton. The slam against the arena circular saw. Some damage was certainly sustained by King Buxton there. In came dead metal briefly. That's a good attack, though, by Buxton on the side wall of 101. Again, the push and shove. But by the end, they had nothing left to give.
The judges have made their decision. It's unanimous. That surprised me. But they've gone for 101! Can you believe it? You're through to the series semi-final.
Well, that was for Robodot.
The revenge was sweet, was it?
Revenge was very sweet.
So how do you feel you're going to do in the series semis?
Well, if I can get it fixed, we've got in with a chance. So.
It was a hard-fought battle, that one, wasn't it?
It was a very hard-fought battle. Bits of robot everywhere.
Give it up for 101! We're not anoraks, geeks or bores. We're just addicted to robot wars. Bye-bye.
First 10 seconds, I was so excited I broke the control stick off the steering. I had to turn it upside down, jam it in, and then swiggle it around a bit. So I got something out. But
and you still lost?
Well, I know I stalled the back motor, and then it took loads of power, and it caught fire again.
Is that what caught fire? The back motor?
Yeah, the back motor.
The back motor, Governor.
Yeah,
caught
motor governor,
fire.
yeah, it did. That's right. So there you go, one little stick, and that's the end of that.